Welcome to another week of TOQEPH. BINACH, the water for tuning
in aspect, and he was embracing a woman who likewise approximated to the aspect of his size and stature. And they were standing under a tree of the Garden of Eden, and the fruit of this tree was like a bunch of grapes of the vine. And standing behind the tree was one who had the aspect of a serpent, having hands and feet like those of a man, and wings on its shoulders, 6 pairs of wings, so that there were 6 wings on the right and 6 on the left. And as I continued looking, I saw the man and the woman eating the fruit from the tree. And I said, who are these who are embracing? And who is the one between them who is behind the tree? And what is the fruit that they are eating? And he said, this is the counsel of the world. This one is Adam, and this one, who is their desire upon the earth, is Eve. But he who is between them represents ungodliness, and their beginnings on the way to perdition, even Azazel. And I said, Eternal, mighty one, why have you given such as him the power to destroy the generations of men in their works upon the earth? And he said to me, those who will do evil, and how much I hate it in those who do it, over them I gave him power, even to the beloved of them. And I answered and said, Eternal, mighty one, wherefore is it your will that evil should be desired in the hearts of men, since you are indeed angered over that which you see? It is your will, and you are angry with him who is doing what is unprofitable in your counsel? And he said to me, I am angered by mankind on your account, and on account of those who shall be of your family hereafter. For as you can see in the picture, the burden of destiny is placed upon them. And I shall tell you what shall be, and how much shall be in the last days. Now look at everything in the picture. And I looked and saw what was before me in creation. I saw Adam and Eve with him, and I saw the cunning adversary, and Cain, who acted lawlessly through the promptings of the adversary. And I saw the slaughtered Abel, and the destruction brought about and caused upon him through the lawless one. And I saw impurity in those who lust after it, and its pollution and their jealousies, and the fire of their corruption in the lowest parts of the earth. And I saw theft in those who hasten after it, and the arrangement of their retribution at the judgment of the great assize. And I saw there naked men with their foreheads against each other, and their disgrace, and the passions which they had for each other, and their retribution. And I saw desire, and in her hand the head of every kind of lawlessness, and her scorn and contempt and waste assigned to perdition. And I saw there the likeness of the idol of jealousy, carved in woodwork, such as my father was wont to make, and its body was of glittering bronze that covered the wood. And before it I saw a man who was worshipping the idol, and in front of him there was an altar, and upon the altar a boy slain in the presence of the idol. And I said to him, what is this idol and this altar? And who is he who is sacrificed? And what is this great building which I see, beautiful in art and design, even with a beauty like that which lies beneath your throne? And he said, hear, Abraham, for that which you see is the temple, a copy of that which is in the heavens, glorious in its aspect and beauty, even as I shall give it to the sons of men to ordain a priesthood for my glorious name, and in which the prayers of man shall be uttered, and sacrifices offered as I ordained to your people, even those who shall arise out of your generation. But the idol that you saw is the image of jealousy, set up by some of those who shall come forth from your own loins in later days. And the man who sacrifices in murder is he who pollutes my temple, and such are the witnesses to the final judgment, and their lot has been set from the beginning of creation.
So you're hearing, you're understanding. Murder pollutes the Most High's temple. The shedding of blood pollutes the ground. Most of all, the shedding of blood, however it is tainting. All right. So, why would the Most High have his bond beaten to death? Why? He detests blood. Let's finish getting it.
And such are the witnesses to the final judgment, and their lot has been set from the beginning of creation. And I said, Eternal, mighty one, why have you established that it should be so, and then proclaimed the knowledge thereof? And he said to me, Hear, Abraham, and understand what I say to you, and answer my question. Why did your father Terah not listen to your voice? And why did he not cease from his idolatrous practices, together with his whole house? And I said, O Eternal One, it was entirely because he did not choose to listen to my voice, and likewise I did not choose to listen to his counsel. And he said to me, The will of your father is within him, and your own will is within you, and so also the counsel of my own will is within me, and is ready for the coming days, even before you have any knowledge of them, or can see with your eyes what is the future of them. Now, look again into the picture, and see how it will be with your seed. And I looked and saw, and behold, the picture swayed from it and emerged on the left side an ungodly people, and they pillaged those who were on the right side, men, women, and children, and some they murdered, and others they kept as slaves. And I saw them run towards them through 4 entrances, and they burned the temple with fire, and the holy things that were therein were all plundered. And I said, Eternal One, behold, the people who shall spring from me, and whom you have accepted, are plundered by these ungodly men, and some are killed, whilst others they hold captives as slaves. And the temple they have burned with fire, and the beautiful things therein they have robbed and destroyed. If this is to be, why have you so torn my heart? And he said to me, What you have seen shall happen on account of your seed, even those who anger me by reason of the idol statue which you saw, and on account of the human sacrifice in the picture, through their evil zeal and schemes in the temple, and as you saw it, so shall it be. And I said, Eternal, mighty one, may these works of evil wrought in ungodliness now pass by, and rather show me those who fulfill the commandments, even the works of righteousness, for of a truth you can do this. And he said to me, The days of the righteous are seen in types by the lives of those righteous rulers who shall arise, and whom I have created to rule at the times appointed. But know this, that out of them shall rise others who care only for their own interests, even of the type that I have already shown you. And I answered and said, Mighty One, hallowed be your prayer. Be favorable to my petition and show me, because for this reason you have brought me up here, whether what I saw shall happen to them for a long time. And he showed me a multitude of his people and said to me, On their account, through 4 entrances, as you saw, I shall be provoked by them. And in these 4 descents shall my retribution for their deeds be accomplished. But in the 4th descent of 100 years, even 1 hour of the age, the same is 100 years, there shall be misfortune among the nations, but also for 1 hour there shall be mercy and honor among those nations. And I said, Eternal One, how long are the hours of the age? And he said, 12 hours have I ordained for this present age of ungodliness, to rule among the nations, and within your seed, and until the end of the times it shall be even as you saw. And now reckon and understand and look again into the picture.
Khan. Understand. Khan. Aquas. Understand what we got going on, what we just heard. 12 parts. What does Esdras got going on? 12 parts. What does Baruch got going on? 12 parts. This is the Apocrypha of Abraham. And it concurs with Esdras. It concurs with Baruch. We're talking about the age of time, the length of time, 12 intervals, time, 12 periods, however you want to see it. This is what this drop is about. It's about the information that was given to the prophets. Not your new test. There's no prophecy. Everything is out of the only book. Things have been taken out, stripped. Let's continue to get it.
And I looked and saw a man going out from the left side of the nations. And there went out men and women and children from the side of the nations, many hosts, and worshipped him. And while I still looked, there came many from the right side, and some of these insulted him, and some of them even struck him. But others, however, worshipped him. And
Sound familiar? Concurs, second Esdras. Concurs, Baruch. Everybody got this vision on the mountaintop and the man flying. Some got different aspects of the vision. Some say coming out the mem sauce. The accounts are different, but the understanding is the same. Who is the Most High resurrecting? Who is the Most High bringing back? Who he'd already bring back? Who did he already bring back, supposedly in the New Test? Who? Come on. I got news for you. It ain't just about one person. It's about Hasharella as a whole. Let's go on. Let's continue to get it.
as I watched, I saw Azazel approach him, and he kissed him on the face and then stood behind him. And I said, Eternal One, who is the man insulted and beaten, who is worshipped by the nations and kissed by Azazel? And he answered and said, Hear, Abraham, the man you saw insulted and beaten, yet worshipped by many. He is the relief granted by the nations to the people who proceed from you. In the last days, in the 12th hour of the age of ungodliness. But in the 12th hour of my final age will I set up this man from your generation, whom you saw issue from among my people, and all who follow will become like this man, and such as are called by me will join the others, even those who will change within themselves. And as for those who emerge from the left side of the picture, the meaning is this: there shall be many from the nations who shall set their hopes upon him. But as for those whom you saw from your seed on the right of the picture, who insulted him and struck him, many shall be offended in him, but some shall worship him. And he shall test those of your seed who have worshipped him in the 12th hour at the end, with a view to shortening the age of ungodliness. Before the age of the righteous begins to grow, my judgment shall come upon the lawless peoples through the people of your seed who have been separated unto me. And in those days I will bring upon all creatures of the earth 10 plagues, through misfortune and disease and the sighing of their grief. And this shall be brought upon the generations of men on account of the provocation and the corruption of mankind, whereby they provoke me. And then shall righteous men of your seed survive in the number which is kept secret by me.
Aha. In the number that is kept secret by the Most High. Come on now. We know Revelation's full of BS. We know that all the drop comes from Torah/Tanakh. All the drop comes from our prophets. Okay? So what's the number? Simply, you can't put a number on Hasharella. That number is kept secret. Understand and overstand. There are plenty of them and lesser of us. Let's get it.
And will hasten the coming of the glory of my name to that place prepared beforehand for them, which you saw devastated in the picture. And they shall live and be established by sacrifices of righteousness in the age of the righteous. And they shall rejoice in me continually, and receive those who return to me in repentance. For great shall be the inner torment of those who have despitefully used them in this world, as they observe the honor placed upon my own in the day of glory. See, Abraham, what you have seen, and hear what you have heard, and take knowledge of all that you have come to know. Go to your heritage, and behold, I am with you unto the age. But while he was still speaking to me, I found myself once again upon the earth, and I said, Eternal One, I am no longer in the glory that is on high, and there is one matter that my soul longed to know and understand which has not been revealed to me. And he said to me, What your heart desired I will tell you, because you have sought to see the 10 plagues which I have prepared for the godless nations, and which have been predetermined at the passing over of the 12th hour of the age of the earth.
Come on.
Hear therefore what I divulge, and so it shall come to pass. First is the distressing pain of sickness. The second, conflagration of many cities. The third, the destruction and pestilence of animals. The fourth, hunger of the whole world and its people. The fifth, by destruction among its rulers, by earthquake and the sword. The sixth, with the multiplication of hail and snow. The seventh, wild beasts will be their grave. The eighth, hunger and pestilence will alternate with destruction. The ninth, punishment by the sword and flight in distress. The 10th, thunder and voices and destructive earthquake. And then I will sound the trumpet out of the air, and will send my elect one, having in him all my power in one measure. And he shall summon my despised people from all nations, and I will send fire upon those who have insulted them and who have ruled over them in this age.
Sound familiar, Khans? Akwas? Sound familiar. Second Esdras. They came to wage war with him on the mountain. And guess what? All he did was one blow. Everybody was gone.
And I will give those who have covered me with mockery to the scorn of the coming age. And I have prepared them to be food for the fires of Hades, and perpetual flight through the air and the underworld, for they shall see the righteousness of the Creator, and those whom he now honors, and they shall be ashamed. For I had hoped that they would come to me in repentance, rather than loving strange gods. But they forsook the mighty Lord, and went the way that they willed to go. Hear therefore, Abraham, and see, for behold, in the 7th generation from you, they shall leave the land of their slavery, after they have been ill-treated, as it were for an hour of the age of ungodliness. And the nation whom they shall serve I will judge.
Let's go. Alright, let's get it. That was the Apocrypha of Abraham. What we really diving in, it's gonna be Baruch. We gotta overstand. We need that wisdom. We need that Shekinah. Things we've already covered. Esdras. Toward Tanakh, we're gonna put everything together. Because it's just not Ezekiel saying. It's just not Hosea. It's not just Isaiah, Jeremiah, and the list goes on and on. That we have David returning. Before I continue, I'd just like to say Shalom. Shalom and Ahab and Halahawah. Halahawah for not letting me go to the right or to the left. Not everything is meant for me in this world. Second Esdras, let's get it. Chapter 14. And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, I sat under the oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here I am, Hawa. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moshe, and talked with him when my people served in Mitzrayim. And I sent him and led my people out of Mitzrayim, and brought him up to the mount of where I held him by me a long season, and told him many wondrous, and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, and saying, okay. He showed Moshe to drop 2. Guess what? Abraham got the drop 2. Everybody concurring the same identical story. Moshe got the drop. We just heard the Apocrypha of Abraham. Abraham got the drop because Abraham spent long time with the Most High. and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shall you declare, and these shall you hide. And now I say unto thee, that you lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that you have seen, and the interpretations which you has heard. For you shall be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my bond. My bond. Let's take that deep breath. You shall remain with my bond, and with such as be like thee. Plural, plural. Understand, Esdras, where you going. Understand, Esdras, the level. The level that you sit on is higher than the level of others within the domain of Ha-Shirala. So I say unto you, what level are we supposed to be on? There's levels to this. There's levels to the game. For the world had lost his youth, and the times began to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, Esdras. Khan. Okay. Moses got the drop. I will not contest what the Most High is saying. Moses got the drop. Abraham got the drop. Guess what? Esdras got the drop. Guess what? Baruch got the drop. Everybody talking the same lingo. Everybody talking the same lingo. Let's get it one more time. Verse 11. For the world is divided into 12 parts, Esdras, and 10 parts of it are already gone, son. And half of a tenth, you understand? And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now, therefore, set thy house in order, my naga. You got 2.5 left. 2.5 strong. Khan. This is the time periods we have left. From the time Esdras is here. We got 2.5. Surely I say unto you, it's overtime at any time, at any day. This can all come crashing down. There's 12 intervals of time. 12 loops, what have you. So let's see what the next instruction is after you just been told what's gonna happen to you. Now therefore set thy house in order. Look here, we ain't got no time to be BSing. The man gave you the drop. The man told the Esdras the same thing. On the right, to the left, in the middle, the path is narrow. What'd he say to Abraham? He said we had some people on the right and he saw some people on the left. Whoa. 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 What happens in Baruch? Same, identical. Same, identical. Same and identical. So we're gonna put this together. But first, Esdras, now that I told you how long time is and that you're at the short end of the road within time, go and set your domain in order, So I say unto you, Hasharella, set your priorities straight. Set your visionary straight. Things you give your energy to, set them straight or cut them off. Get your domain straight, yourself. Get your domain straight, Esdras. Set thy house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption, son. Renounce corruption. The path is narrow. The path is narrow, and the life we live in, it makes you wanna straight to the left, straight to the right. But I say unto you, Khan, what we need to know is within our books. Renounce corruption. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet, greater evils than those which you have seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world should be weaker through age. So much more shall evil increase upon them that dwell therein. For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now haste the vision to come which you have seen. Then answered I before thee and said, Behold, Hoa, I will go as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present, but they shall be born afterward. Who shall admonish them? Thus the world is set in darkness, dark waters. Baruch. And they that dwell therein are without light. For thy Torah is burnt. Therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the work that shall begin. Let's get it. Let's open my Baruch right quick. Let's get it. Nah, Esdras is in Tanakh, but I think it's just first Esdras. I don't believe second Esdras is in my Tanakh anyway. Baruch, straight apocryphal. And I think Baruch might be in my Tanakh as well. It's crazy. Sometimes they'll put book 1, but they won't even give book 2 any energy. You know, they're always hiding something. But it's the wisdom of Mama. Is the Shekinah that's being granted unto you to see and unlock where we go wrong at and overstand. The apocalypse of Baruch. And it came to pass in the 25th year of Jeconiah, king of Judea, that the word of Yahweh came to Baruch, son of Nahar, and said to him, Has you seen all that the peoples are doing to me? That the evils which the 2 tribes remain have done are greater than those of the 10 tribes which carried away captive. For the former tribes were forced by their kings to commit sin, but these 2 of themselves have been forcing and complying their kings to commit sin. For this reason, behold, I bring evil upon the city and upon its inhabitants, and it shall be removed from me for a time. And I will scatter these people among the Gentiles, that they may do good to the Gentiles. Come on. So he gonna scatter you among other swarthy people. Let's understand and overstand what's going on, man. And my people should be chastened. And the time will come when they will seek for the prosperity of their times. For I have heard these things to thee, that you mayest bid Jeremiah and all of those who are like you to retire from this city, for your works are to this city as a firm pillar, and your prayers as a strong wall. And I said, Yahweh, my power, have I come into this world for this purpose, that I might see the evils of my mother? Shalaki Baruch. But we in the same path. Lots of us are in the same path. For our mothers hearken unto what their ancestors have taught them. But yet, I'm the son. I gotta obey my mother to seem proper. That's in the vision of the Matrix. As in the vision of where we live around. I tell my mama on any day. I tell her what time it is on any day if the Ruach tell me to. I cut no corners. I play no games. They have no energy unless they covet our energy. And I said, Yahweh, my power, I come into this world for this purpose, that I might see the evils of my mother. Not so, Yahweh, not so. If I have found grace in your sight, first take my Ruach, that I may go to my fathers and not behold the destruction of my mother. For 2 things vehemently constrain me, for I cannot resist you and my soul, moreover, cannot behold the evils of my mother. But one thing I will say in thy presence, O Hawa. What therefore will there be after these things? For if you destroys the city and deliverest up thy land to those that hate us, how shall the name of Ha-Sharal be again remembered? Or how shall one speak of thy praises? Or to whom shall that which is in thy law, the Torah, be explained? Or shall the world return to its nature, and the age revert to primeval silence? And shall the multitude of ruachs be taken away, and the nature of man not again be named? And where is all that which thou didst say to Moshe regarding us? And Hawa said unto me, this city shall be delivered up for a time, and the people shall be chastened during a time, and the world should not be given over to oblivion. Let's go. Does you think that this is a city of which I said, on the palms of my hands have I graven thee? This building now built in your midst is not that which is revealed with me, that which has prepared beforehand here from the time when I took counsel to make paradise and showed it to Adam before he sinned. But when he transgressed the commandment, it was removed from him, as also paradise. And after these things I showed it to my servant Abraham by night among the portions of the victims. And again I also showed it to Moshe on Mount Zion, when I showed to him the likeness of the tabernacle and all its vessels. And now behold, it is preserved with me. So again, who do you give the drop to? We just got a little bit of the Apocrypha of Abraham. Moshe got the drop. Esdras got the drop. Guess what? Baruch got the drop. The likeness of the tabernacle and all its vessels. And now behold, it is preserved with me, as also. Let's get it. Baruch's complaint and Hawa's reassurance. And I said, Shalaki, and I answered and said, so then I am destined to grieve for Zion, for thy enemies will come to this place and pollute thy sanctuary and lead thy inheritance into captivity and make themselves masters of those whom you has loved. And I will depart again to the place of their idols, and will boast before them. And what will you do for thy great name? And Hawa said unto me, my name and my glory have an eternal duration. Understand, overstand, the beginning and the end. Come on. There is no beginning. There is no end. Not for the Most High. My name, my glory, have an eternal duration, eternal. You can't shut that down, son. And my judgment shall maintain its right in its own time, and you shall see with thy eyes that the enemy will not overthrow Zion, nor burn Jerusalem, but be ministers of the judge for a time. But do you go and do whatsoever I have said unto thee. And I went and took Ramiah and Adu and Sirah, Shalaki, Jabesh, and Gedaliah, and all the honorable men of the people, and I led them to the valley of Sidron. I narrated to them all that had been said to me, and they lifted up their voice, and they all wept, and we sat there and fastened until the evening, weeping. Let's go. Invasion of the Chaldeans. And it came to pass that morrow that, lo, an army of the Chaldeans surrounded the city. At the time of the evening, I, Baruch, left the people, went forth and stood by the oak, and I was grieving over Zion and lamenting over the captivity which had came upon the people. And lo, suddenly a strange ruach raised me and bore me aloft over the wall of Jerusalem, and I beheld, and lo, 4 drachans, 4 malachims standing at the 4 corners of the city, each of them holding a torch of fire in his hands. And another drachan began to descend from the heaven, and said unto them, hold your lamps, and do not light them till I tell you, for I am first sent to speak a word to the earth, and to place in it what the Most High had commanded me. And I saw him descend into the Holy of Holies, and take from thence the veil, and the holy ark, and the mercy seat, and the 2 tables, and the holy remnant of the priests, and the altar of incense, and the 48 precious stones wherewith the priest was adorned, and all the holy vessels of the tabernacle. And he spoke to the earth with a loud voice, earth, 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 hear the word of the mighty power, and receive what I commit to thee, and guard you them until the last times, so that when you are ordered, you mayest restore them, so that strangers may not get possession of them. So you hear all these stories about they found the ark, or they know where the ark at, and they find all these stories, right? That they have some kind of possession, but guess what? Guess where they at? Yeah, that's right. They locked up, put away, throw away the key until we need them. For the time cometh when Jerusalem also shall be delivered up for a time, until it is said that it is again restored forever. And the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up. And after these things I heard the drachan saying unto those drachans who held the lamps, destroy, therefore, and overthrow its walls to its foundations, lest the enemy should boast and say, we have overthrown the wall of Zion, and we have burnt the place of the mighty powwow. And ye have seized the place where I had been standing before. Now the Dracons did as they had been commanded. And when they had broken up the corners of the walls, a voice was heard from the interior of the temple. Enter, the wall had fallen, saying, Enter, ye enemies, enter, and come, ye adversaries, for he who kept the house had forsaken it. And I, Baruch, departed. And it came to pass after these things that the army of the Chaldees entered and seized the house and all that was around it. And they led the people away captive, and slew some of them, and bound Zedekiah the king, and sent him to the king of Babylon. Baruch's dirage over Jerusalem. And I, Baruch, came to Jeremiah, whose heart was found pure from sins, who had not been captured. Shalaki. In the sieges of the city, and we rent our garments, and wept, and mourned, and fasted 7 days. And it came to pass after 7 days that the word of Yahweh came to me, and said unto me, Tell Jeremiah to go and support the captivity of the people of Babylon unto Babylon. But do you remain here amid the desolation of Zion, and I will show to thee after these days that will befall at the end of days. End of days drop. Same drop Moses got. Same drop Abraham got. Same drop Esdras got. Let's go. And I said to Jeremiah, as Yahweh commanded me, and he indeed departed with the people. But I, Baruch, returned and sat before the gates of the temple, and I lamented with the following lamentation over Zion, and said, Blessed Baruch, Baruch is he who was not born, or being born had died. But as for us who live, woe unto us, because we see the afflictions of Zion, and what had befallen Jerusalem. I will call the sirens from the sea, and ye Lilan, come ye from the desert, and ye Shittim and dragons from the forest. Awake the grid your loins unto morning, and take up with me the dirage, and mourn with me. Ye husbandmen, swow not again. And you, earth, wherefore givest you thy fruits of thy produce? Keep within these the sweets of the sustenance. And you, vine, why further does you give thy wine? For any offering shall not again be made therefrom in Zion, nor shall first fruits again be offered. And do you, O heavens, withhold your dew, and open not the treasures of rain? And do you, O sun, withhold the light of the day, light of thy rays? And do you, O moon, extinguish the multitude of thy light? For why should light rise again where the light of Zion is darkened? And you, ye bridegrooms, enter not in, and let not the brides adorn themselves with garlands. And ye women, pray not that ye may bear, for the barren shall rejoice more, and those who have no sons shall be glad, and those who have sons shall have anguish. For why should they bear in pain, only to bury in grief? Or Wherefore, again, should mankind have sons, or wherefore should the seed of their nature again be named, where this mother is desolate, and her sons are led into captivity from the time forward? Speak not of beauty, and discourse not of gracefulness. Moreover, you priests, take the keys of the sanctuary and cast them into the height of heaven, and give them to Hawa, and say, guard thy house thyself, for lo, we are found false stewards. And you ye virgins who spin fine linen and silk with gold of Ophir, hasten and take all things and cast them into the fire, that it may bear them to him who made them, and the flame send them to him who created them, lest the enemy get possession of them. Moreover, I, Baruch, say this against thee, Babylon: if you hadst prospered, and Zion had dwelt in her glory, it would have been a great grief to us that you shouldest be equal to Zion. But now, lo, the grief is infinite, and the lamentation measureless. For lo, thou art prospered, and Zion desolate. Who will be judging? Who will be judged regarding these things? For to whom shall we complain regarding that which have befallen us? O Hawa, how hast thou borne it? Our fathers went to rest without grief, and lo, the righteous sleep in the earth in tranquility, for they knew not this anguish, nor yet had they heard of that which had befallen us. What is that thou? What is that you hadst ears, O heart, O earth? And now that you hadst a heart, O dust, that you might go and announce in Sheol, and say to the dead, blessed, Baruch, are you more than we who live. But I will say this as I think, and I will speak against thee, O land, which are prospering. The noonday doth not always burn, nor do the constant rays of the sun always give light. Do not expect and hope that you will always be prosperous and rejoicing, and be not greatly uplifted and boastful. For assuredly in its own season wrath will awake against thee, wrath which now in long suffering is held in as it were by the reins. Second fast, judgment on the heathen. And when I had said these things, I fasted 7 days. And it came to pass after these things that I, Baruch, was standing upon Mount Zion, and lo, a voice came from the height, and said unto me, stand upon thy feet, Baruch. Stand upon thy feet, Baruch, and hear the word of the mighty Hawa, because you has been astounded at what had befallen Zion. You shall therefore be assuredly preserved to the consummation of the times. Alright, the consummation of the times, that you mayest be a testimony, so that if ever those prosperous cities say, why had the mighty Hawa brought upon us this retribution? Say you to them, thou and those like thee, who shall have seen this evil. This is the evil and retribution which is coming upon you and upon your people. It in its destined time, that the nation may be thoroughly smitten. And they shall be in anguish. And if they say at that time, for how long? You shall say to them, ye who have drunk and strained wine, drink ye also of its dregs. The judgment of the lofty one, who had no respect of persons. On this account, behold, before no mercy on his own sons, but affiliate them as his enemies because they sinned. They were therefore chastened, then they might be sanctified. But now, you peoples and nations, you are guilty, because all this time you have trodden down the earth and used the creation unrighteously. For I have always benefited you, and you have always been ungrateful for the beneficiaries. Con. So we getting it. Con, we in this book. We popping off this Baruch. So we're gonna continue next time on wise judgments are incomprehensible. Alright? But I want you to understand that we getting this in because prophets have this vision. And it's the vision of the consummation of times, the end times. Moses got the drop. Abraham got the drop. Okay? There's a lot of correlation going on here. There's a lot of understanding that our people was jammed up, tuned into another frequency, and so what? Most High had to drop the dime. Most High had to drop the dime on their ass. We been got Esdras in. This the 12th quarter. We ain't got no time to straight to the left, straight to the right. Everything's a test until these end times. Understand who you are, where you come from. Stay strong. Don't revert. Hua. Till next week.